Good morning. This is Friday, September 11th, 2020. It's a weather briefing storm scoop, and I am your meteorologist, Steve Krasnowski, and we'll call this one Changes, because we're going to look out into the future a bit. The near-term future, long-term future, the tropical future, everything's changing. It's getting light from later in the morning. It's getting darker earlier at night. Fall is coming. We've been talking about it for a while. So let's jump in. So this is the December to February rainfall patterns. This compares the new September forecast with previous September forecasts from the last 8 years or so. Quite a bit of dryness signaled across the U.S., particularly in California, as well as the deep south, southeast particularly, and along the East Coast you can see. So it just gives you an idea of general ideas of the pattern of what might be happening this winter. So when you're starting to make your winter weather forecast, which we are currently doing, these are some of the tools that we look at. So just wanted to throw some of these things out there to you guys. Here's something that you've seen a lot of lately, and we're going to jump around a little bit between the tropics and other stuff, but we'll start here with the tropics. It's a quick roundup of the overnight model guidance for tropical systems in the Atlantic. We've done this for a few times. The key idea is that there's a recurve pathway that opens up in the central Atlantic this weekend. Renee definitely goes through. Not clear if Paulette does or not. And then we watch the next waves merging off Africa. And you'll see what that looks like in a moment. But first, let's bring it back home a little bit. There's a two-part step down coming our way. The first one begins today, and the second begins on Monday. So high pressure follows each event and frontal passage, and then a new regime follows. And again, we'll have active ups and downs. It'll be more volatile, and on the new cooler background slate, nothing unusual, nothing unprecedented, just the process. So just a deepening of the cold pool. This is our first result is of the first step down on this morning. This is the overnight lows, right? So you can see we're hitting the 40s in many areas and the upper 50s as you head south. Much more comfortable temperatures coming our way. Here's the second step down. It's a bit deeper, just more of a reinforcing element of the new pattern we're shifting into. Still, the first frost seems likely up north, which I believe is right on time. So here we are. The first trough leaves the main system behind here. The feature highlighted here is it'll drop in and it'll be scooped up Sunday, bringing a frontal boundary to the northeast on Monday. So that's that second thump of coolness I was talking about. And this is a string of seeds with leads turned storms. As we're in the general peak of the tropical season, here are 6 storms. Some of them are just disturbances, clusters of thunderstorms on Africa, and then once they hit the water, boom, right, enhancement. So this is just, it's been a crazy busy season, and there's more to come. These are our first 2 wayward travelers in the open Atlantic. The trailing disturbances you see here, not so much. We'll set to key in on them as they become more viable, probably in the next 4 or 5 days. And then our wayward Atlantic travelers again, 17L meets the hostilities for the short term, so a lot of shearing. You can see that here on the image. A lot of shearing, but it'll emerge into a favorable regenerative environment in time. And then 18L, Invest 18, is in the prior sweet spot. Looks decent, but likely to end up follow 17L into that shearing poor environment. So we'll see how it comes out of the bumper here. It's a lot of well-established deep tropical moisture here. You can see there is that system that was moving through yesterday and last night that brought a lot of rain, some torrential rain to areas like Long Island, southern New England as well. Sharp cutoffs with precipitation there, but there's still, the moisture is still there. So We're under conversion assault from rather deep and well-supported autumn polar influences. It's going to be a little rocky at times as these particular seasons make their shift, but everything looks like it's in good shape. In the mid-levels, 700 millibar chart here, a nice healthy streak of moisture along the coastline rounding the high, and the first trough ready to sweep through that east starting today. Trough number 2 picks up remnant winter storm and brings it east by Monday. Strong frontal passage is aligned with that, so probably a windy day as well. And then finally, early next week, the pooling high entering Alaska, arrives out east, pushing the western U.S. boundary storm combo that I just talked about through the process. Early autumn pattern finally arrives. We'll start getting those 40s at night and those 60s during the day. So a lot cooler feeling, a lot more pleasant. Anyway, that's it for me on a Friday. Have a great weekend. I'm meteorologist Steve Krasnowski. This was your Storm Scoop from Weather Briefings.